Australia, land of the koala, the platypus, the funnel web spider, and relatives.
And friends too. We were setting out on a trip of a lifetime and Si's final pre-retirement hurrah.
And also a chance to sail some more, as this adventure would see us explore the sights of Sydney before sailing on Crown Princess into the South Pacific and the islands of New Caledonia, Vanuatu and Fiji, before finishing in New Zealand for some more incredible adventures.
And Si would get to go full on Captain Cook, except we'd try and give Hawaii a miss.
Gotta pinch myself. Final bucket list trip before I retire, and we're off to Australia. But not just stopping there. We're taking the ship, we're going on the Crown Princess, and we're going up to Fiji, Vanuatu, New Caledonia, and New Zealand. Oh my god, bucket list for what? I gotta pinch myself. Captain Cook ahoy!
I think you've hit the rum a bit early there, Si.
Let's get started, shall we?
Well, it started on a Sunday afternoon and a train and tube to Heathrow, where we held our traditional pre-holiday meal in Airport Wagamama's.
The British Airways flight via Singapore was over 23 hours long, with just 1 hour 40 in the brilliant Changi Airport. Still, just enough time for some incredible Asian food and for Nettie to chase robot cleaners around the airport lounge. Not sure what's more impressive, the skill of the robots or Nettie's speed to catch it up after the 13-hour flight.
We were soon back aboard for the 7.5-hour flight to Sydney, and on arrival we were somewhat dazed and confused. But we still had to make our way to the hotel. How are you feeling, Si?
Thinking we made it. We're here in Sydney.
Absolutely shattered.
There's long haul flights and then there's going to Australia, isn't there? My brain knows what time it is, but I'm not sure my body does. And you're right, we're at the airport. Now we've got to work out how to get into the city. I think there's a few options. We'll try and work it out. Stay with us. So options to get from Sydney Kingston Airport into the city centre include the airport shuttle train, a bus and a taxi. But after collecting our heavy luggage, we opted for an Uber at 38 Aussie dollars. The taxi took us to our city centre hotel, which was right in the heart of Sydney. We had booked the Hotel Ibis styles before travelling. It's a budget hotel most definitely, but with Sydney prices, this is still costing us 628 Aussie dollars for 3 nights, and we had to pay an extra $50 for early check-in in the fee too. But boy did we need that shower and a change of clothing. Nobody smells great after that journey. Well, 33 hours after we walked out our front door back in Northamptonshire, we're here in the Ibis Styles Hotel in central Sydney, and it is really central as well. I think it's fair to say it's a budget hotel. It's cost us just over £100 a night. We had to pay an extra $50, which is about £25, so 50 Australian dollars, for early check-in so that we could use the shower and stuff. But do you know what? For the price we've paid, still works out a pretty good deal. We are pretty wrecked, but looking forward to spending some time here in this great city. We've not been here for 27 years, so it'd be nice to revisit it and see what we can remember. Anyway, join us on our adventures, and I'm not going to use the G word, I promise. If I do, you can comment and tell me off.
Freshened up, we decided to explore some of Sydney. It was raining, a bit like it did last time we visited Sydney. Sure this is supposed to be a sunny place.
Right, we're going for a wander now and try and get some breakfast.
We took a walk round to Hyde Park. This place is obviously trying to emulate London with place names and of course the weather.
But like any great city park, there is a fab little cafe, and we grabbed breakfast in the Hideaway Cafe, and $31 bought us some tea, coffee, fruit toast on sourdough bread and bircher muesli. Okay, this is obviously going to be a costly few days, I reckon.
Si, you know I love chickens.
Yes?
Well, the Ibis birds here in Sydney are known as bin chickens apparently, and I really want to film them and get a bin chicken selfie.
And Nettie set off doing what she loves, stalking the wildlife. This ought to be a question on the immigration form, I reckon. Where does she get that energy from to do this?
But those birds are amazing, Si. Those long beaks are perfect for sifting through rubbish. Brilliant to watch.
Anyway, then something more important to do. We had arrived just before Anzac Day, and it seemed right that we paid our own respects at the impressive and moving ANZAC Memorial. This would soon become the centrepiece for the ANZAC Remembrance, which is thankfully still an important and well-observed event in Australia and New Zealand. The memorial is striking, yet moving too. Poignant sculpture and an eternal flame.
and an exhibition including artefacts from the Gallipoli landings which cost the lives of so many. It was good and moving to see how Australia remembers its fallen heroes. This is clearly built into the national psyche, and I couldn't help wish the UK was the same, or at least more like it used to be.
Right then, more exploring, and Si wanted his picture with the statue of Captain James Cook that also resides within Hyde Park. How's that going, Si?
So we're in Hyde Park here in Sydney, and there is a statue of the man himself, Captain Cook, except we can't go in because it's a building site, and this is as close as we can get, sadly. But never mind, I'm adding selfies of me with statues of Captain Cook as I travel round the world. There you go, another one in the bag. Thanks, Sydney.
Hyde Park really is beautiful, and the gardens are so well tended. The central avenue of trees is truly a sight to behold and leads to the impressive Archibald Fountain.
And from here there were great views of Sydney Tower. Do we go up?
Apparently Auckland is taller.
Okay, we'll do that one then. Selfies and statues next. Queen Victoria and General Macquarie, who was the first governor of New South Wales. Then a nice walk down past old colonial era buildings before we arrived at the famous Circular Quay, and the wonderful Sydney Opera House came into view, and of course the coat hanger itself, Sydney Harbour Bridge.
There isn't a place on earth that drives people more selfie mad than here, and we were just as susceptible as anyone else.
So we wandered onto the steps of the Opera House looking for the best spot for a selfie, and trying not to photograph everybody else who was doing exactly the same as us.
Okay, got that. And it is an impressive building, and we record the pictures we took using Si's first ever digital camera way back in 1999.
Looking across to the bridge, we could see the people who had paid to do the bridge climb. Looks incredible, that.
Looks like a vertigo sandwich if you ask me.
The juxtaposition of both the Opera House and the bridge is quite something though, and offers plenty of great photo and video opportunities to showcase this beating heart of Sydney. It deserves all the accolades it receives for sure.
Shall we stop being wowed and get the beers in, Si? Get your priorities sorted.
Beers with a view, and it's some view, and it's some dent in our spending money too for that. $34 for 2 beers. Yikes.
Well, we paid for it, so let's soak up the atmosphere and make them last, eh?
Beer review time.
Right, what an incredible setting for this first beer review of this holiday.
Look at this.
So what we got? We got, is it Hawks Lager?
Yeah.
Hawks Lager, okay, give it a go.
Right, let's try it. Let's see.
Beer review.
Well,
Aussie beer review.
it looks quite gassy. There's loads of bubbles going up.
Yeah.
Can you see all these bubbles? So it'll be interesting. Can you see the bubbles?
Okay, we'll give it a taste.
Right, let's try it.
And?
I would say it's quite citrusy.
Right.
It's got a citrus taste.
Yeah.
And it's got a little bit of a bitter aftertaste as well.
Okay. All right.
It's not as smooth as some beers that I've had.
Right.
I would give it 3.5.
Of course, we're in Australia. It's cold, right?
It's cold, yeah.
It's definitely cold.
It definitely
All right.
is.
Cold beers. Good beer review. Cheers, Nate.
All right.
When the glasses were empty, we walked into Circular Quay itself and admired all the circular plaques celebrating great Australian authors and poets. And also the one showing where the shoreline was in 1788, when Sydney was settled for the first time by colonists.
This place had a real buzz, and the shops, bars and restaurants were all busy with guests ploughing money into the Sydney economy.
And Nettie got back into bin chicken stalker mode. Bin chicken, more like bin stalks, and the heavens opened once again.
Well, there's a view, isn't it? Look at that, look, with the whole opera house there and the ferry coming in. Amazing. Last time we were here in Sydney 27 years ago, it rained as well, and I'm glad I bought my raincoat.
We braved the rain for more great pictures.
It's chucking it down. The weather is lousy here in Oz. It's not all sunshine like they try and tell you. Makes us Brits feel a lot better, I'll tell you that.
Despite its modern skyline, there are glimpses of the original Sydney settlement all around to discover, and we'll do more of that over the coming days. But the heavy rain made us put on our raincoats and head for the shelter of the shops.
There are a number of old shopping arcades around Pitt Street and George Street, which provide perfect contrast to the more modern shopping boulevards and shopping centres.
We browsed the shops and found ourselves in need of a meal. but also in Chinatown. And Market City lured us in not only with the promise of good shopping, but it also had an Asian food court. In we went, browsing all the menus of course before settling on Mr. Meng. We browsed the menu, now flagging, but we were determined to put some non-alcoholic calories into our bodies, and we enjoyed a tasty Asian meal for just $38.
And after that, we worked out we had notched up over 16,000 steps. No wonder we felt so rough after that flight as well. So we retired to our hotel. How are you feeling, Si?
Well, despite our best efforts to try and stay up and awake until 8 o'clock in the evening, we've kind of failed. It is 6 o'clock now, so I guess that's a fair one. But literally, we've just run out of energy. Jet lag has definitely caught us up. So we're calling it a day. We've had a brilliant time. We've been to Circular Quay. We've had a look at the Opera House. We've walked around the shops. We had a meal. You know, it's been great. We had a cheeky beer. That probably wasn't the best thing to do. But the weather's been a bit ropey. It's been raining this afternoon. We didn't get round to the botanical garden that we wanted to do. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. But I'm sure we're going to wake up at about 2 in the morning thinking we're still back in the UK. But hey, that gives us more to do, you know, early in the morning before everybody else gets up. Anyway, join us tomorrow to see what we get up to here in beautiful Sydney.
Jet lag was definitely going to be an early feature of this holiday, but we were determined to make the most of our time in this beautiful city.
So join us in the next video as we explore some of Sydney's famous beaches, and we take an epic coastal walk before hitting Sydney's incredible nightlife in a determined attempt to beat that jet lag.
Thanks for watching.
If you like this video, please leave a comment below.
If you want to see more of our adventures, why not subscribe?